Hello students, welcome to Notebook. Do you wear your nose on your face, your arms, on your body, on your toes, or on your feet? Imagine you have detachable ones which you remove from your feet and put inside your slippers before going to bed. How would that feel? The squirrel in Mildred Bowers Armstrong's poem wears a question mark for a tail. We'll find out more about this squirrel soon. First, let us find out a little about our poet. Mildred Bowers Armstrong was an American writer born in 1901. The name of her first volume of poetry was Twist of Smoke. Twist of Smoke was the pseudonym or false name she used in college. She published verses in many periodicals or magazines. Let us now have a look at her poem named The Squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Did the squirrel really wear a question mark or a tail? Of course he didn't. The poet used the word wear to make us think that the squirrel put on a tail every day like clothes. She does this for comic effect or to make the poem funnier. The squirrel's tail was not a question mark. It looked like a question mark because of the way it curled up behind the squirrel's back. Squirrels' tails are usually thick and bushy. The squirrel has grey fur on its body. The grey fur on the squirrels looked like a grey overcoat. So, the poet describes the squirrel as wearing a grey overcoat. The poet calls the squirrel's fur an overcoat and his tail a question mark. She makes this comparison by using the literary device called metaphor. Metaphors show similarity between two things or ideas. They are a figure of speech which talks about or refers to one thing by talking about something else. Squirrels generally eat a variety of items: fruits, vegetables, flower bulbs, nuts, acorns, walnuts, and peanuts. They love eating nuts the most. The squirrel in the poem sat up straight and ate a nut. That is how the poet remembers him. How do squirrels eat their nuts? They hold the nuts between their front paws and nibble at them. For this, they need to sit up straight. The poet talks about a squirrel she has seen in the past. The squirrel liked to tease and play. This means that the squirrel played around the poet and her friends. They loved looking at his antics, but he never let the poet touch him. Squirrels are like that. While puppies love it when we pet them and hold them, squirrels do not usually let us do that. If they are tame, they will come close and eat or take food from us, but they don't generally let us hold or pat them. When the poet and his friends ran around the tree, perhaps to catch the squirrel or play with him, the squirrel ran away. The squirrel perhaps became scared and thought that the poet and her companions will capture him or try to hurt him. This informs us about how to behave around a squirrel. If we want to make friends with a squirrel, we'll have to observe the creature quietly from a distance. Otherwise, we'll scare the squirrel away. Notice how the poet uses the pronoun his to refer to the tree. This means that the squirrel lived in the tree or had his nest there. Squirrels usually prefer to live in wooded areas, forests, or groves. Think of the other animals you have seen around you. How do they behave, and how have you interacted with them? Discuss with your friends. See you soon in our other videos. Till then, keep learning.